So I'm gonna be playing some Sabro Green. There's pretty much only one legendary you can use. This is the best legendary by like a mile. It's obviously only single target, but you don't really bring the rogue into the dungeon for the AoE. He does okay AoE, but it's nothing special, like it's just basic AoE. But it's single target, like even with my shit gear right now, it's basically full like new character 190 PvP gear, which is like crap. I think we need to go here. It's like complete crap. I can still probably pull more single target than my hunter, which has quite a bit better gear because I've done actual content with him. Your Necrolord, if they don't change anything about the other abilities, they're basically kind of useless. So 90% of the time, you're just gonna be Necrolord. Because this thing does ridiculous damage, and it has a funnel thing where when something dies with it, it leaves a spike on the floor, and you can like kill a bunch of stuff and then funnel that damage into a boss. Obviously the group has to play around it, and now I'm doing a Necrotic Wake +2, so I highly doubt there's any chance of that happening. But in high keys, this thing is just ridiculous. You can basically like literally one-shot the boss with this thing, right? Not much has changed. There's some baseline abilities that are like Slice and Dice is now baseline to Orok specs, Poisons. Again, you don't really have many interactions with your Poisons as Subrock, so they don't really do much damage. Nightblade is gone, Rupture is back, so it's not that important to put the Rupture up because its damage is not insane, and it doesn't have what Nightblade had where it buffs your damage, right? So it's not that important to put up. Obviously it's good because it still gets buffed by your master, but it's not that insane. And that's about it. You also have finally an AoE spender without tiling it into it with Shadow Vault, so you don't really have to talent into Secret Technique anymore, which you usually don't as well. And that's about it. I also Soulbinds are kinda... I can't really use what I wanted, which is this, because this buff is really good. But they're all like kind of literally insignificant buffs, just plus buff on that, plus buff on that, and that's about it. Oh, he's literally 2 buttons. If they interrupt, well, it would be no, would interrupt, unlikely. And multi-dotting with this thing. It's not really worth rupturing AoE, I think at least. Pretty sure this does more damage than... Yeah, I mean, as you can see, like, I'm literally clicking 2 buttons, by the way. I'm not really doing much. You can still funnel single target, obviously, as it is on live, you know. I fucked up there, I misclicked my last shadow dance, whatever. No, I don't have shadow dance for the boss. Please do one more pull. Oh, also the talents are these pretty basic talents, like because you have low gear you kinda need shadow focus and master of shadows because you don't really have much energy gen, but yeah. As you can see, like my single target is pretty high up, even without the funneling and without having basically any gear. Single target is like really good. Like if you bring a rogue basically here for the single target DPS he can output and the funnel it can do. Funnel obviously, as I said, only high keys, like you can't really do it in low keys. The group really needs to play around you needing to funnel the damage. Also, you almost never need to refresh your slice and dice because it automatically gets applied by your first Shadowstrike after you enter stealth, so that's good. Oh, and every target dies with your bone spike up also gives you a charge back. And bone spike lasts literally till the target dies. So you like click it and leave it, you don't really care. I thought I need to dodge that, but it was on me. Okay, that tank is dead. Just gonna pop this and try to kill stuff. He's immune. Oh shit, I don't blood elf in my bars! And the priest doesn't wanna purge it. Unlucky. I don't really care about slice. I'm gonna put it up now, but kind of whatever. Okay, let's put blood elf in my bars. Lamau. I always forget in the spec that I need to use the Shadow Dance macro to Shadow Strike instantly, because it takes like a global to change into the stealth thing. Holy shit, how do I get full combo points without Shadow Strike there, Lamau? Okay. I didn't even see that. I mean, look at this single target damage. Obviously I popped cooldowns there, but it's not like they matter, it's the same thing. The only cooldown that matters is Shadow Dance. Also, I don't know from what targets onwards you need to be doing Shuriken Storm, because Shadow Strike, especially the legendary, does insane damage. It's literally the first time I touched the spec in beta. Like, I haven't touched the spec ever, but I played a lot on live. It's by far my most played rogue spec on my rogue. But I literally haven't touched it here. Let's see how fast I can burst this guy. Pretty good burst. No, he pulled more. That's An unlucky event right there. I'm just gonna vanish. I think I have one. Oh yeah, this is the... I died, by the way. Now you get this ability. When you die, you can still do damage for some seconds with reduced damage, obviously, is this thing. Or 10 seconds, dealing half your damage basically. I can't read. I don't know. Is the passive where the passive is to show you from for the slice and dice? I literally don't remember how I get it. I just know what it does. No, 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 no. Is it from one of my... Oh yeah, it's this. Fuck my life, I always forget. Entering stealth, your next Shadowstrike grants up to 10 seconds of slice and dice. Generates 2 additional combos. Also, this effect stacks. Like, you continue. Okay, I didn't teleport there for some reason. Here it does. Oh, it doesn't matter. You just need to single target this guy. That's why I'm single targeting. If this guy dies, everything dies. You see, like I have 20 seconds more slice and dice because I popped Shadow. I came out of stealth with Shadowstrike, giving me 10 seconds, and then I went into Shadow Dance. Did another Shadowstrike, giving me another 10 seconds. This like stacks simply like at the end of the fight, you usually have 50 seconds or shit or something. I haven't picked up a spear or anything. I haven't been putting up Rupture, but literally do so much damage that I just don't care about it. I mean, look at this single target difference from all the other specs. It's insane. It's not like the other guys are bad. Like they're doing kinda decent single target for the they're probably like me, like completely new characters. See, for these targets, it wasn't even worth combo point wise to actually use Shuriken Storm. Like Shuriken Storm funneling is a thing of the past basically. You need a million fucking targets for it to be worth, because with this legendary, the moment you Shadow Strike, 70-80% of the time you get full combo points. So like you eviscerate all the time. This is what the Pop CD, by the way. So this is shadow damage. And you have a Soulbind, which is this one, which says eviscerate the Shadow Ball, increase your shadow damage dealt. With this basically only matters when you have your cooldown up, your whatever the fuck the cooldown is called, Shadow Blades? Yes, your Shadow Blades. Otherwise it doesn't matter. You also have a Soulbind that reduces your Shadow Blades cooldown. I don't think I'm using. But yeah, that one is good too. Shadowstrike increases. There is one that reduces the cooldown, I think. That one is good as well, but I'm not using it right now. It's basically good because it works with this one. And have really good priority damage without even needing to AoE basically. And your AoE again is good, like this ability does pretty good damage, but it's capped to 8 targets and Shuriken Storm still doesn't do that much, even though they've been buffing it the whole BFA duration, literally. They've been buffing that ability forever and it's still doing insignificant damage. Most of the time, if the pack is not 5+ targets, I think it's not worth AoEing that much. At least Shuriken Storm wise. For example, it was a waste for me to rupture there, I don't know why I did it. Like, it's probably even worth doing this, like double Shadowstrike into Shadowbolt. Double Shadowstrike into Shadowbolt. Double Shadowstrike into Shadowbolt if you have a priority target. If every target is kinda insignificant, it might be actually worth Shuriken Storming, but it's only worth Shuriken Storming, Shuriken Storm farm if you're gonna get full combo points every time, right? It's not really worth otherwise. Here you get full combo points every time, so it's worth. Oh! I clicked kick like 4 times then. It's either the ping or I'm just bad.
I need to get closer.
Yeah, as you can see, like I barely touched Slice on Dice. I don't know why I put it on Q, I just didn't realize it's this strong. Put on such a comfortable wheel because I thought I would need to refresh it a lot, but literally I never press it. I only press it to not lose combo points out of combat basically. Like look at this fucking crits, 5k crits, my aim shot on my hunter doesn't crit for that much. My Chaos Bolts barely hit for that much most of the time. I don't want to use another Shadow Dance in this game. It's basically, it would be maybe worth Shuriken Storming to apply Find Weakness, but your Vault applies a baseline. So why would you ever? Or did they change that? I'm not sure. When you crit with your Shuriken Storm, it applies Find Weakness. Also, like, see how hard Shadowstrike hits. Shadowstrike hits for 2+k, right? A spammable ability that, with all these reduction on costs you have, is basically absolutely spammable. Does so much. Find Weakness if you haven't played sub before, it's just this buff on the target that you apply. Used to be talented, it's not anymore. It's this thing. Cheap Shot, Shadowstrike, Reveal of Lawn, your target is defensive because all their armor, but like it's a normal penetration, 30% basically. And now it gets applied on your Shuriken Storm, which I don't know why it ever did not, since it was such a basic ability of the spec. I'm gonna keep cooldowns for the boss here, by the way. I'm fucking destroying and I'm not. I only popped symbols there and a Shadow Dance. So I'm basically just doing my basic rotation. Okay, he missed. I'm gonna have to kill this guy, I think.
No respect for craftsmanship. Oh, I'm awfully proud of this one.
What? Oh, did the mob literally insta die as it spawned? I'm just gonna press this because I have nothing to do. Basically, if I had that now, if I had this thing, I would get like around 6% mastery because this thing is undead. It's really good.
I must preserve your parts for later.
It's too far away.
I'm not even gonna symbols of that here. Just gonna do this. Get my slice and dice up and do some damage to the target. If we miss again. Oh my god. Oh, maybe not kill it.
Another exquisite creation.
He's gonna die to my blades. Oh my god, this guy this time the DM missed, but
That one was my favorite.
what the
Another
hello?
creation.
Boys? Can we hit the guy please? How sure am I that I'm gonna get it now and miss as well?
I must preserve your parts for later.
Oh finally, dude.
The one who made you. That one was my favorite.
Oh, you can't dodge this! This guy hits through dodge, hello? I imagine you can, but you can't apparently.
Oh, I'm awfully proud of this one.
It's too far away.
I'm even gonna keep symbols of death again, because these guys don't seem to be doing that much damage. And if they're not keeping cooldowns or anything. But I wanna make sure this guy dies, basically. It's kinda unfortunate when you're halfway in your combo points or you're about to press Shadowstrike. You need to be ready to press Eviscerate fast, so it doesn't tap your combo points. It actually gives you the combo points from the extra Shadowstrike that you get from your legendary. That's the only annoying part. Basically, you can't really do much. You like Shadowstrike once and spam Eviscerate. Hopefully, you get it before the proc from your legendary comes. That's about it. There's not really much to it. Oh my, how did that? I hate that thing. I need to start using actually my macro to use Shadowstrike after I click Shadow Dance, because I keep Shuriken Storming for no fucking reason. It's so annoying, because I click my Shadow Dance and I instantly click my keybind for Shadowstrike, which when I'm not in stealth, it's not Shadowstrike. So. We need to move. Oh, by the way, also, see, engineering CR is back. Obviously, I don't have engineering because I'm not gonna level engineering in fucking beta. I'm not autistic. Please don't send me down. Please don't send me down. I just popped cooldowns. Okay, apparently I didn't pop Shadow Blades. Man, look at this single target compared to the other class. I literally have no gear on this character. It's a character, a pre-made character that I made and literally only bought spell me. Nice. Only bought honor gear, nothing else. Basic 190 item level gear with my legendary. I don't have anything else. Like It's exactly this. And I just realized that I haven't been using this trinket the whole run. Lamau. Because before you didn't get this trinket, you were getting another thing, so I got used to not having an active trinket when I make a pre-made character, so that's sad. But imagine that I wasn't even using it. Melee attacks are so high just because you have literally permanent uptime on slice and dice, right? Like look how high this rate is, really big crits and so on. This is the ability. This does so much, and imagine playing around it on the way that I said to funnel damage in the bosses. Like if you play around this spell will be your top damage at the end of the dungeon probably. This is weapon enchant, this is just your instant positive. As I said, it's kinda insignificant. It's there, it does some extra damage. That's about it. Shuriken Storm still does kinda meh damage, and that's it. This is the second. The Shadowstrikes and the Viscerates are in two different rows because it's when you pop cooldowns they start doing shadow damage, right? So they don't get tracked together. Obviously, I didn't even realize we weren't 100% they went to kill Trash Lamau. Obviously, you wanna if nothing changes, which this is the case on live as well. You wanna have a offhand that is not a dagger because it has better damage, like higher threshold of damage, right? Like this has max damage 107, this has max damage 74. Obviously they have about the same DPS, but you want this one for your offhand and dagger main hand to be able to actually use your abilities. And that's about it. I don't think there's anything else. Your stat priority, like I'm not 100% sure because they changed so much stuff, especially because the spec is so fucking broken. They change so much stuff so often that these things change all the time. But I think right now it's still Burst Mastery, Crit, and Haste up to a level where you don't struggle to do your rotation, basically. Haste, that's the only reason Haste is there for this spec, is to be able to do your rotation. Obviously, when you get higher gear levels, and even if you don't want to, you're gonna have like maybe like 20% haste or some shit. Then you can go from here to here probably. But right now, because Shadowstrike is hitting so hard, and you don't have enough gear, you need this to be able to spam Shadowstrike Eviscerates as much as humanly possible. And that's about it, that's the spec. Not really complicated. You've played sub on live and stuff. It's pretty similar. It's literally like a better version of the live one, because the live one has a lot of problems. Like, let's be honest, I play that is my most played rogue spec, but it has a lot of fucking problems on that front. The damage is really high. AoE good, single target really good, but pretty sure it's gonna get nerfed. So don't take this as a test of how much damage it will do. Pretty sure there's no way this goes live like this, especially with the funnel thing. Like when you funnel, I've seen people do, for example on this boss, which I didn't even do that well, I did, how much was it? 4k. Like I've seen people do 60k single target DPS, can you imagine that? When I'm doing 4 right now. I didn't do that well, but I should be doing around 5k, let's say, on a training dummy with this spec. And these people are doing 60k with the funnel strategy. That's how insane this ability is. So that's gonna get nerfed for sure, there's no way that stays. That's about it. Thanks for watching.